So it's the afternoon of Christmas Day, or so we say Christmas afternoon. I've left it a bit late because I've had a bit of a rest, simply because being on your own, it's the sort of thing you do when you're lonely and alone and not exactly feeling up to anything. You tend to sort of maybe have a bit of a rest, a bit of a lie down on your own. So it's a bit later now that I'm going out. Most of the pubs I wanted to look at are closed. I looked up on a lot of pubs online to see who's open, who isn't, and most of them are closed around about the 2 o'clock mark. Now the good thing is it's not raining, it's not windy, it's not overly cold out. It's actually quite nice, so it's actually quite pleasant, which of course means that Cuddles and I, he has got his suit on. I know his suit isn't exactly Christmassy, it's not a Christmas outfit or festive, but it is the only suit he's got, and it does suit him. It looks quite nice, it looks neat, so it's nice for him to wear it occasionally. Something else that was a little bit strange for Christmas was I got a text from my doctor on Christmas Eve saying, we've had the results of your blood test, we need you to reduce your cholesterol and also book an appointment for 6 months time to come in and check your cholesterol again, and please follow this leaflet here. Thank you very much. Nice on Christmas Eve. Obviously I've got to go back anyway for my health check in January, beginning of January, so I'll have a chat with them then. Well, trying to find somewhere to take pictures or festive pictures of your bear isn't as easy as I thought it would be today. I thought there'd be a fair few places with trees and things that I could take pictures of him, but most of the trees, I don't see him. Little trees in shop windows and not many trees out in the high streets. Plenty of light up in the air, so there's quite nice decorations and stuff up there, but as I said, there just isn't that massive tree I've been looking for somewhere. But we shall still keep driving around and see what we can find. We'll find somewhere eventually, I'm sure we will. So okay, I'm standing underneath a street lamp, a nice old quaint street lamp. There is a big Christmas tree behind me, but the actual tree itself is well lit. The area around it isn't well lit, so I'm going to have to use the flash. But we'll see what we can get. We'll get a picture of some sort with them, shan't we? I do like these old lights though. They're sort of all around this area. Okay, so I've just done a tree picture with the tree here, and I've also had a nice quick drink. Pub's open, so hotel stroke pub. Last order's 8:30, closing at 9 PM tonight. Nice sign outside. I must admit I didn't have the mulled wine, I just went in and had an appetiser because I only wanted to sit down and have a quick look at my footage and have a quick drink because it's nice and warm in there. It's not so nice and warm out here. I did say earlier it was quite nice, the sun was out, it was quite nice, but the temperature's dropped down to 4 degrees now, which is a bit of a shame. Now there's blue, also blue, and then there's blue. These people clearly like blue a bit. So in the end we didn't really find any large Christmas trees, Cuddles and I. Took a few pictures, found a few nice places on the way back. It was sort of, I suppose, late afternoon when we got there, when we did that bit of film. So when we left there looking for trees, I went out to try and find something else to eat, something to get for, because I hadn't had Christmas dinner, of course. On the way back through Sar, I saw a beautiful owl fly straight across the road right in front of us, which was really nice. Oh. You really don't see them very often, so I was quite surprised and quite impressed by it, actually. But then I spent the next maybe hour and a half looking for something to eat. Looking for an open kebab shop because I really fancied a kebab. However, strangely enough, I didn't find any takeaways open. Everyone had closed. So in the end I came home. It wasn't late, it was probably only about 7 o'clock or something, like 7-8 o'clock. I had scrambled egg with tomatoes and a bit of pepper in. My secret Santa that I got, not the one I gave out, but the secret Santa that I got 4 cans of Monster energy drink, which somebody knows I like, young Mr. G. It was wrapped in wrapping paper, and on the outside of the wrapping paper it said good luck, ha ha ha. Opened the wrapping paper, inside the wrapping paper was a box, opened the box had those stickers over it with all different spellings of my names, or nom nom nim nam nim nom nom nom, all these sort of things where people have been or Luke specifically had mucked about with my name. Inside that was a bubble wrapped package. Took the bubble wrap off, which had more stickers on it. Underneath the bubble wrap was shrink wrap and an alarm tag and an alarm spider holder. Took that off, there was more shrink wrap. Under the shrink wrap was also zip ties and everything, so it took me a good half an hour to get into it just to get 4 cans of Monster. But hey, that's the spirit of Christmas. For actual Christmas itself, as I was everyone else, I got a couple of pairs of socks and a little thing off my brother, and his girlfriend gave me this little magnet thing to stick my phone on. I didn't get all the mountains of chocolate that everyone used to get years ago. I got a couple of packets of Maltesers, I think. So we've actually come to the end of another decade. It's been 10 years of ups and downs, surprises, things that I didn't think would ever happen, and things that I sort of wished had stayed the way they were, things that could have been different, all sorts.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
The decade started in 2010 with me finding the one person I've been looking for all my life. So I found love that I'd never known before with the one person I've only ever truly loved, and the only person I'd ever really felt love for. About halfway through the decade, I found out I had depression, or I went to the doctors to tell me that I had depression. I've been on these things now since 2015, so I've had these things still on them. Probably will be on them for a good few years yet. If I make it, I'll still be on them. So I then started these, as you know, I started these vlogs through the end of 2015 through 2016. Shortly after that, in 2017, I lost the one person I'd only ever loved, the true love that I'd never had before. And after that, I went and did therapy, started out therapy, and learnt a lot of things about myself, stuff that I had not thought of before, things I'd never known, things that I hadn't really imagined were wrong with me. I thought things were right and things were okay, or I just accepted things as they were. Some of the things like finding my true love at last, the person I've waited all my life for, and then ruining it and losing her. Now, some of that was down to, a lot of that was down to me not understanding or not quite truly knowing what was inside, because I hadn't felt like that before. So my level of naivety on that side of things, love and that, was probably a lot, I was probably a lot more naive than she ever was on that side of it, because I'd never experienced it before. And because I hadn't experienced it, I didn't know how to express it. So all the stuff and the things that were going on up here, all the things that I was thinking about, realistically, I didn't put through or didn't show very well or didn't describe. Sometimes because I felt out of place, I didn't know if I should or if I shouldn't, and I probably didn't do anything near what I really felt I was doing and what I wanted to do in my heart and my mind. A good example of not understanding things is the way I felt when I saw her. Sometimes, we'd stand there, I could walk into the room, see her, look at her, and I would just be standing in amazement, and I'll be looking at her straight in the face. She'd be looking at me thinking, well, hang on, he doesn't look very interested. What's wrong with me? Whereas I'll be standing there and in my mind, my heart would be racing looking at her, but my mind would be going, I felt like I wanted to cry. I've said it before, I think it's true, I'd look at her and think, my God, it's just so amazing. And it's something that I didn't understand. So I was thinking, well, why do I want to cry? Why do I feel this feeling bubbling up here that I hadn't had before? And so I didn't express it myself. So she would think, oh, he's not interested. Why is he not ravishing me? Why is he not all over me whilst he's not, jumping on me all of a sudden? And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is just, I wanted all that as well, but I'm thinking, oh my God, this makes me want to, I'm just so joyful and so happy inside. I just wanted to cry. I just wanted to look at her, and I just really felt, I just welled up inside. And I never understood that before. One of the things before we split up, something I said to her a little while before we split up, but something that would have definitely affected her and would have definitely probably made her mind up as to whether or not she loved me or not, or whether or not she wanted to spend her life with me. I said something to her what I thought at the time I was, and something that I had been in the past. It wasn't something I wanted to score points or anything like that at all, and it wasn't definitely not something I was boasting about. As it turns out, I mean, through the therapy and through the questions, and so actually me coming to realise actually how things had happened in my life in the past, actually realised I wasn't what I told her I was anyway. So I just thought that was the way I was, and I told her that because I truly believed that myself. Actually, I wasn't at all, and still not, of course. But unfortunately, that that's something that now she's got in her mind. So as well as the other things that many things will put her off me, apart from my age and all that sort of stuff. But that is also doesn't really help at all. If she knew how much I truly loved her, A lot of other stuff coming out of the therapy, things that I said wasn't, very, very little of it was related to her anyway. It was mainly a lot of stuff that I had not known about for all my life, things that I hadn't realised I had, problems I had that I didn't think about, or I'd put aside, or I'd put right to the back of my mind, and I never thought it affected me, because I thought, typical bloke like he's going to the doctors, you don't go, you think, I sod it, I'm fine, I won't bother. What do I want to go there for? It's admitting defeat. One thing I have learned, and I've definitely learned now, I've always had it. I've always had that love in my heart, I've always had the love in my mind and in my head. Certain things have sort of gone certain ways. So my mind is different on certain things. I don't look at people, I don't look and think to myself, no, I could just look at somebody, meet somebody, just have fun, or look for somebody just to have fun, or whatever, if it be sexual, or just for a laugh, to be with somebody just for the sake of it. But I've stopped thinking like that. As soon as I got to 2010, met this amazing person, and my mind, all of a sudden, it's different. I had this, well, hang on, I'm not looking for short term, I'm looking for something for the rest of my life. I'm looking for one person, well, wasn't looking, but found the person that I would want to spend the rest of my life with, all my life with. So now I'm not interested in looking for fun, and I'm not out just looking to find somebody to have sex with or anything like that. I want somebody I can love and care for and be with for the rest of my life. And that's how I ended decade. The decade for me, I now end it still in love, still very, very much in love, but with no one to love. And I hope, my dreams and my hopes are that next year and from the next decade, I will have somebody to love. I'll find somebody that I can truly love, and all of this in here, this love I have now, I can express, and they can see that, she can see that it's, that's who I really am, who I've always been, always wanted to be, and I am who I am. That's not, what I was in the past before I met her, and some of the time when I was with her isn't the true me, but I've learnt, and with her I would have learnt a lot more. Other things that have happened in a decade, I've had the children, which, to be honest with you, I never expected to have children. I wasn't expecting to, maybe I was at some point, but I wasn't really ready for it and didn't expect it, but I'm glad that I have them. Of course, they're wonderful, beautiful children. So I'm very happy that I have those. I don't see them that often, obviously. I only see them once a week on a Sunday for a few hours. Things will change as life goes on. I've made it till the end of 10 years. I've made it to the end of the decade. So when I found out I had depression, I'd felt bad beforehand, stuff like that, but over silly things. It was nothing to do with the relationship I was in with the woman I love. Absolutely not. It was more sort of work and other things that had gone in the past, or things at the past. But I think maybe falling in love and finding what I really wanted in life, I suddenly realised what I'd missed out on, what I hadn't had previously, and what I'd missed out on in my life, and through my own doing, as well, the way I saw it, that I'd lost and missed out on, when all of a sudden now I have this amazing person that is everything I've ever wanted, and why didn't I have that before? So it definitely wasn't her fault, and it definitely wasn't about her or any one reason. The only things with her were happiness. Even the worst times were the happiest times. I would never change anything, and I'd never regret anything, and I never ever want to forget or ignore the past. The past's a brilliant thing, because it said, even in the worst times, I'd rather be in worse times with her than in better times with anybody else, because there isn't anybody else that would be better. I can't possibly have a better time with anybody else. I leave the decade a 50-year-old. I entered the decade at 40, leave it at 50. You feel glad that you've made it to the end of the decade, that you're happy. There's probably a fair few people out there that don't want, probably more people out there that wished I hadn't than there are that wished I do. Probably only family that wished I'm still here, and my kids. Other than that, then probably everybody else would rather I wasn't. But you know, and maybe one day they'll get their wish come true. But for now, I'm not going anywhere. Well, I hope not anyway. I'm definitely continuing on with the vlogs. The vlogs have given me something to do. I don't have anything else. I don't have any friends. I don't have a circle of friends. I don't go out. I don't have family and things to go around and do stuff like that. So it's just, I don't have a partner, of course. I'm just a lonely, sad old person. So on my own, the only thing I can do is sit and video myself and talk to this screen. I have got some plans for new vlogs in the next year. I have got a lot of ideas that I've suddenly had over Christmas, which I just suddenly thought about. There are a few things I probably want to talk about. Some things maybe not as nice and as happy. Some happy things, some old tech, some old bits and bobs. Some of that will be in them, but whatever else, you know, I said, as long as I can keep going, at least in a few more years, we'll see how it goes. So anyway guys, as I said, we've come to the end of a decade and we've come to the end of the year, so it's going to be New Year's. New Year's for me is probably the same as it was last year. It's lonely. I mean, I can go across the road with my mum, but I'd rather not be around people I'm not really feeling. I don't know, I don't like being around happy people, you know, strange enough, I don't know what it is. Just like my own company, just to be miserable if I want. I don't know. But last year I went out on New Year's Eve and took the camera out and drone and filmed out at Ramsgate Harbour. Whatever it is I am doing, I'll be doing it on my own, which of course, you know, as always, I wish I wasn't, but so I'm sorry this video has been so long, or this vlog. As I say, it's kind of a wind up to the last 10 years as well as the end of this year's vlog, so sorry about that. If you've watched it this far, well done, thank you very much. Hope you keep watching, hope you keep viewing. I wish you all a very, very happy New Year.
Merry New Year!
Happy New Year. In this country, we say Happy New Year.
And I hope you get everything you want. I hope the next decade brings you most amazing and happy things. And he's looking forward to doing the next vlogs and seeing you all soon. So, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you soon.
All those moments will be lost in time, like tears.